Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of Canadian Jail War Stories. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. We give you an extra. Thanks a lot, and thanks for rocking with us. Now, let's jump right into this. This is an episode about what are you gonna do like when you get a new cell partner? When you get like a new cellmate, that's a big thing to do at jail. Obviously, you're getting a new cellmate constantly, stuff like that. Um, yeah, so this is a big topic, I think. So the way I personally am is when I go into somebody's cell, um, depending on how respectful they are to me or how long they've been there, I feel them out and stuff like that. If they've been in there for a really long time, then I'll give them the respect and I'll go on the top bunk, and then I would wait until they get out, and then that would become my cell and I would go on the bottom. But if the guy was like a lower rank, if he was lower rank than me, then I would go on the bottom. And what I mean by lower rank is like if he's like just got in there or something like that, like a month ago or something like that. And that's what I said earlier. I would only do that. I would only go on the top bunk if when I got into the cell, the guy had been in there for a really long time. Now, if the guy hadn't been in there for a really long time, I would just tell buddy, yo, move up on the top bunk. No offense, da da da. And if they don't want to go on the top bunk, then you're gonna have to get to bumping with them. You're gonna have to get scrapping, and that's when it gets scary. You know what I mean? Because you're in a cell with this person constantly. You're gonna live with this person for the next God knows how long, and they could hold a grudge against you, kill you in the middle of the night, snap out one day, hold a grudge. You never know. But yeah, a couple times. Um, I remember going in saying get on the top bunk and stuff like that. As soon as I walked in the cell, you size the person up, basically. That's what it is. I've had guys walk in my cell and try to tell me to get on the top bunk, and right away I just friggin' just square right up, and you gotta defend your bottom bunk, basically. You gotta defend your house. The way I look at it is if I've been in there for a really long time in that cell, then that's my place. That's my house. And you're gonna abide by my rules of the cell. You're not just gonna come in here and start changing stuff. You gotta hold your cell down just like it's your house. If you've been in there for a really long time and you start getting that convict mentality, there's a difference between an inmate and a convict. An inmate will just go to whatever cell, to cell to cell to cell, whatever, right? But a convict in his mind, it's like that's his home. So when he gets, even if he goes to the hole and comes back out, it's like, okay, I'm going right, all the cells look the same. So you're going right back to, you make your little setup that you got going on, You're going to go right back to doing your thing. And um, I'm going to, I've probably had hundreds of Cellys over the years. Um, Basically, I've had a lot of good ones. I've had a lot of bad ones. Um, there's been some really bad times with some Cellys that I've had, and I've got a couple stories coming up with I think I'll do like the 3 craziest stories. I'll break those down into individual stories for you guys. But besides that, I'm not going to get into individual story about each Celly. But yeah, I had a lot of good ones. Just off the top of my head, a couple good ones. This guy Snoop, this young kid. Well, not young kid, but we were both young at the time. We were a couple years apart. He was a young crip from the West End, from Rexdale. I got along with him. His name was Goku. Um, I got along with him. Me and him, we got along great. Um, we were always challenging each other and stuff like that. Like, I had the bottom bunk when he came, but he always wanted the bottom bunk, and he couldn't wait till I got out. But the thing was, I wasn't getting out. I wasn't getting out. So he wanted to get it the whole time. He kept waiting for, I think it was like 15 months or 13 months, and I still didn't get out. And he ended up getting out before me. or something like that. Or then I finally got out or something. I can't remember who got out before who, but oh man, that was funny. This guy came in and he was like, because he thought he was just gonna come in and tell me to move because I was white and shit. Then he realized we were on the same level. We were about the same strength, right? Me and him kept like not like fighting, but we were like going at it like not like headshots though. Like we were like giving each other body shots and just like play fighting to see who's stronger. You know what I mean? Just like slap boxing or you know what I mean? Just like put the guy down and show him that you can like put him in a headlock and put him in a sleeper if you want or something like that, right? And then they know you can put him to sleep. Then they know, okay, well, he can overpower me like that. Then I better shut up, right? But so yeah, so that's how it is basically when you're in a cell. Whoever's stronger basically runs the cell, unless you got a really really nice celly. You know what I mean? Like just because I'm stronger than my celly doesn't mean I'm gonna be an asshole though. It just means that it's like you're not gonna tell me what to do in my cell. This is my cell. This is my house. Like I'm not gonna be a dick about it though. You live here too. This is like your house too. But make sure like if I'm up walking around in here, make sure you're not on the floor walking around like bumping into me and stuff. Don't be doing spitting in the sinks, spit in the toilet. Um, I'm a clean guy. Make sure you're clean. We clean the cell every morning. Um, don't touch my shit without asking me. You know what I mean? Cause I get a lot of canteen, and don't touch my fucking love letters from my old lady. Don't be touching my pictures. Cause I got all that, you know what I mean? So it's like some guys they touch your shit. That's time for business, you know what I mean? And some of these young guys come in there and they don't realize that. And it's like they get snuffed out quick and go to PC quick, you know what I mean? And it's like, unfortunately, it's just the way it is in there. I don't want to glorify it or nothing, but it's like, yo, it's like you have to do it. It's like the environment you're in. If you don't do it, it like shows weakness, and then it's like everything's gonna go to shit then, you know. So um, what I can say about Cellies is though, be nice to your Celly. You know what I mean? If your Celly's hungry and you got food and your Celly doesn't have food, always give him food. You know, I always used to do that. Even though like my Celly sometimes would have the same amount of food that I have, and he would eat it all before me, and I would still give the guy food, man. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff that I don't eat. That's the jail food. So I would give my cellies all that jail food crap, man. I don't like that food, bro. It's nasty. So I would eat like something else. I would make my own stuff. I come up with contraptions and stuff. I would eat some of the stuff, but probably about half the food. So yeah, my dinner's actually right here waiting for me. My old lady made it. Went to sleep because I've been working for friggin' hours and hours trying to get thumbnails up on the last 4 videos that I had that I didn't get thumbnails up on. So you'll see some different thumbnails on the videos. They're the same videos though. I just put thumbnails up on them because I didn't have good thumbnails up on them. And yeah, this is some good chicken. I can't wait. So yeah, don't ever let your celly go hungry because then it's just not right and they're gonna despise you for it. You know what I mean? If a man's hungry, he might do weird things. You know what I mean? You always and it's not fun to be hungry. So if you're my celly, I always look out for you. And if you get in a fight or something, I'll always try to make sure you get a fair one. You know what I mean? If someone tries to jump you, and there's more than one guy, obviously I'll get involved, I'll jump in, but I expect you to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And once I realized if I'll give you a chance, and once I realized you don't, because I get in a lot of fights, right? So once I realize you're not bumping with me and I don't give too many chances, you know what I mean? I'll bounce you out of the cell real fast. And no fucking drugs in the cell. Like, no doing drugs, no fucking weird shit. No doing dope in the cell, no smoking dope in the cell. So, I don't even want a dope fiend as my celly. I tell you that right now. Fucking they won't get out of the cell and go somewhere else, then you're gonna get bounced. Fucking go do that shit somewhere else. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, cause friggin' my family went through a lot with that shit. When I was a kid, I went through a lot with that shit, bro. Fucking, I, fuck, my baby mom's dad was a fucking serious addict, and freaking, it's just, I got involved in that stuff way too young. When I was like 14 or 15, and I started, after when I was like 20, I started hating this stuff. And it was like, it's just work, you know? I don't know. So, anyways, so when I got out the last time, I think I remember leaving my celly a bunch of stuff. A bunch of canteen, a bunch of people owed me money. I friggin' told him just to keep the money, collect it, or whatever. That was pretty cool of me, I thought. Of course, you're gonna leave your celly whatever you have, but I mean about the money. Collect the money. I could have gave that to anybody. But I give a few of my other boys some stuff though too. And yeah, it's like you don't want to go in there though. It's like jail's not for anybody, and that's what this channel is all about. We don't want people to get the wrong idea about the channel. I know sometimes I get into my stories and stuff like that, but that was me when I was younger. That was me when I was back then. That's not me no more. I've changed my life around, and I haven't been in trouble in a really long time. And I got a family and a wife now, and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm a law-abiding citizen now. I wouldn't even think about breaking the law now. You know what I mean? In my mind, it wouldn't even cross my mind to break the law. So, yeah. I'm in Canada here, Toronto. Marijuana is legal. You know, why would I want to break the laws? But before, a couple times, people would get arrested for things that would happen now that wouldn't happen back then. Like if somebody got caught with some weed or something like that. But now they sell it to you at the store, like as if it was like the liquor stores. Now they sell, but they have dispensaries that are legit, like little stores that are government, like you know, they government ran, like government checks up on them and stuff like that, and like regulates them and taxes them and stuff like that, and it's all legal and stuff like that. And you can tell because it's got the same stuff the tobacco, the cigarettes has on it, that same symbol, you know what I mean, that shows the duty paid taxes and that, and it shows the little symbol and stuff like that. So you can tell the difference. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because I remember back then, the people with the vapes and stuff, people were doing certain things and they were getting sick. They were getting, a couple people were dying, and they were getting some, I forget what it was called. If you guys remember what it was called, it was like from the weed or something. It was getting on their lungs or something like that, and it was from the vaping, and but it was the THC vaping, but it was because they were putting different stuff in with the vape stuff, the oil, and it was like cut with bad stuff, and it was like different kind of poisons, pesticides or something, cut in it in the THC oil. It's supposed to be THC, pure THC extract oil. With they got all kinds of different stuff in it to try to stretch it out and make extra money on the black market. Well, I wouldn't buy that shit off the black market. online. Trust me, don't do that, man. If you're gonna get anything, just go to the grocery store or go to the place where they sell it legally. Right? I'm pretty sure it's legal in most states now too. Um, quite a few countries it is too. A lot of places even before this, it was always legal over in Lake Holland and all that, and red light district. I don't know why I'm bringing this all up, but this is something you would talk about with your celly, basically, when you're in there just killing time, shooting the crap, you know. And yeah, that's. I remember the little windows in there and stuff like that. I'd be sitting there doing dips on the window and like talking to my celly or whatever. I had a lot of good ones, but like I said, there's a lot of bad ones, and bringing it up, I can remember a lot of stories, but I'm gonna save them for another time. So I'm gonna make a couple videos about some pretty crazy stories. Like there's two crazy stories that happened that were bad with me and a couple of my cellies, and it was pretty violent and pretty gruesome. But I'll tell you that in another video. And thanks for watching. If you're gonna hit the bell and so you know when we put out videos, that would be cool. Share, like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And yo, it's free to do so, man. Help me out, help the channel out.